Guys, I've never seen a guitar quite like this one. In today's episode, we're going on a medieval adventure. Somehow, we've got a hold of the super rare £10,000 Teye Emperor Series La Perla model. This guitar is decked out in abalone, mother-of-pearl, and engraved metal. But it really begs the question, do we like a guitar because of the aesthetic or because of the tone and playability? Well, in today's episode, we hope to answer them questions, so strap yourselves in and let's get straight into this Squealing Pig Guitars episode. Hello guitarists, welcome back to Squealing Pig Guitars, the home of luxury shred machines here in Nottingham, England. My name is Keightley and today we have a jaw-dropping guitar. I've never seen a guitar like this. This is a guitar from a US brand called Teye and it's called the Emperor Series La Perla. This guitar is obviously an art piece, but it's actually been on tour with one of the most famous celebrities in the world. Of course, here at Squealing Pig Guitars, our main mission is to find the best guitars in the world. So we'll be rating this guitar on 3 aspects. Number 1, aesthetic. Number 2, playability and tone, which will also include a gig test. And finally, we'll be rating the value and resale value. So let's not dawdle any further, grab yourself some popcorn and let's get straight into chapter 1, which is all about the aesthetics. Wow, this might be one of the most heavy-duty guitar cases I've ever seen. Let's open it up. It even has wheels. Looking like it's just fallen straight out of Narnia or Game of Thrones, we have a beautiful Teye La Perla Emperor Series guitar, and this is the first one I've ever seen. We don't get anything else in the case other than the Emerald City guitar business card, because this is where this guitar initially came from. But obviously got this very heavy-duty SKB case. The reason that this is in a tour case is because it used to be owned by Beyonce's guitar player. Yes, it's been on tour with Beyonce. So there's no case candy to report on, so let's take it outside of the studio and do the daylight test. Okay, so we're outside of the studio now, let's do the daylight test. I have to say, this guitar looks sensational outside. Now let's head back into the studio and talk a little bit about the specs. So guitarists, it's time to look at the specs of this wild and wacky guitar. The full name of this guitar is the La Perla Emperor Series from Teye or Teye. I'm not too sure how you pronounce the name. Obviously, you can let me know in the comment section below. But yeah, it's the La Perla model, which obviously has kind of like a Les Paul type shape. It's a single cut, it's a set neck construction. And beyond all the glitz and the glamour, it's a carina body on this one, which looks absolutely beautiful. As soon as I saw this guitar, I thought it looked like something out of Game of Thrones, hence the intro track today. But obviously you have this really cool kind of artistic metal plate on the back which says Dragon Protector, so that's pretty cool. But we've basically got a carina body on the back. We've got a mother-of-pearl and abalone top, which you never see. Obviously that's very expensive indeed, with little metal kind of pieces, which is really cool. These knobs are really cool as well. Obviously we've got plenty of B-roll to show you. We even have like custom-made pickup rings. That then goes onto the fretboard with some really lovely mother-of-pearl inlays. I've never seen a guitar like this. It's absolutely jaw-dropping. Then moving on to the neck, we have carina on the neck. Again, looking absolutely spectacular. That grain is superb. We then have an ebony fingerboard with the kind of Ultima style inlays. Looks just like a Gibson Ultima. We then have Grover tuners on this one with some custom buttons, which I've never seen on a guitar before. The back of the guitar is finished in a really nice kind of slight satin finish, but it's got a slight stickiness to it. It feels like nitro, but it has a really nice look to it. And then we have that black binding, which just looks superb. And then if you're a player, we've got 24 frets, and it's got like a slim D profile, I'd say. It's quite wide. We then have the Super Sustain bridge from Teye. We have some lovely metal engraved parts on this one, including on the tailpiece, which says Electric Gypsy. We then have the Mojo switch, which is a 5-way switch. It offers incredible tonal versatility for this guitar. It's 5-way. You can get out of phase tones, you know, big humbucker tones and split tones. The finish is called the shipwreck finish, which I think is so applicable to this. It looks so cool. Looks like something out of the Pirates of the Caribbean. I absolutely dig the back. I kind of wish the back was on the front. And finally, in this guitar, it's loaded with 2 custom wound Lola pickups. So that's kind of scratching the surface about the specs of this guitar. There's probably a lot more to talk about, but I don't want this section to be too long. But this is basically what happens when you go to a luthier and ask for an artistic masterpiece. It's not going to be for everybody, but it's definitely a head turner. So in terms of aesthetics and build quality, this guitar receives a 10 out of 10. It's one of the highest end guitars I've picked up, and it looks incredible. Now let's move on to the playability and tone test. So guitarists, it's time for the tone and playability test. For today's episode, I'm plugged into the 2-Rock Bloomfield drive on EQ2 and on the lead gain channel. And to start off, let's just hear each of the pickup selections. We'll start off on the neck pickup, full volume, full tone. So straight away, it's a very dark sounding guitar, almost kind of like a jazz sound to the guitar, which I wasn't expecting from the visual appearance. It's got a very, very mellow tone, very good for kind of Marcus King stuff. It gains up nicely. Next position down, you'll get what I mean. It's kind of got like an out of phase tone. Still getting used to not being able to play with these 2 fingers as I've cut them recently. I can't wait for them to be healed. I can't do any fingerstyle or hybrid picking for that matter. But we'll carry on. That's obviously like your Peter Green tone. Or I guess BB King. Really like that tone, very, very expressive. Let's do the middle position now. That sounds directly in the middle of the 2 humbuckers. Really nice tone in the middle there, very good for picking. Next position now, it's like position 2 on a Strat, so it's got a very quacky sound. Very hard to slide up there, I could barely see where I was going. Nice tone again, it's kind of a faux Strat tone. I'm not a big fan of the way that the out of phase tones sound on this. I do like the really quacky one, of course, this one. That's really cool. Obviously that's the 2 pickups out of phase, but this one just kind of sounds a little bit fake. Not a big fan, but let's hear the bridge pickup, let's see what that sounds like. there's all the kind of clean / crunch tones. Here are some thoughts. So I really like the humbucker positions. Neck and bridge pickups sound amazing. They've got that kind of nice dark quality, and you could use them in blues, rock, metal, any sort of context. They're very, very versatile. I love the Peter Green sound on the second. Wish most guitars had that in the middle, it just sounds incredible. However, I'm not a big fan of position, I guess, 2 on the switch, so that's that kind of faux strat tone. But I do like the middle position. So I guess 4 out of 5 sounds are really good on this guitar from my perspective. Now let's do some heavy riffing tones. Let's see how it deals with gain. So, my heavy metal patch is on, let's go. So I have to say, I'm incredibly impressed with the high gain tones from this guitar, and I ultimately think this is what this guitar is designed for. It's for big stages, rocking out, it's a big flashy guitar, it's really good for that metal sound. Obviously, playability wise, it kind of feels like a mini Les Paul, or very similar to a Zematis, if you've ever played one of them. Obviously it's quite metallic feeling on the front. Obviously visually it looks like a piece of art, but it does play well. For clean tones for me, it was a little bit lackluster. I didn't think it did anything too well, but the heavy metal tones sounded really good because it has a very dark quality to it. So when you put it into a high gain amp, which is quite trebly, it sounds really good. So a thumbs up from me. So guitarists, it's time for the gig test, the moment you've all been waiting for, and by far my favorite part of this episode. You guys seem to be really enjoying it in the comment section below, so thank you for your feedback. This is the bulletproof test whether this guitar is gig ready or not. Of course, it has been on tour with Beyonce, so you'd think it would be. So let's see how it sounds with my high gain tone on the 2-rock. So let's do the feedback test first. So this is the hum that we get when we put the volume on. So the knob needs a bit of cleaning. It's got a little bit of like kind of earthing issue. We'll obviously take a look at that before it gets sold, but that's not too good. Feedback's nice. So, starting off, it's got an awesome tone. It's very dark sounding, but it deals with the feedback really nicely. It's just got a little bit of a dirty pop, which is an easy fix. guys, it's time to hear this guitar in action. I've made a backing track inspired by Game of Thrones. Let's hear it. Now we're on to the final test for today's episode. We're going to be talking about the value of this guitar, whether it's worth the money that they're charging and whether it has any resale value. This one's going to be quite hard to judge today because these are so rare, super rare guitars. You don't see them come up, and this is actually the first one that I've ever seen. When Jack brought this in today, I had never heard of this brand ever. So just goes to show that maybe the resale value isn't going to be amazing for that reason, because I wouldn't even know how much this cost unless I had the website listing up now. Currently, this is the only one for sale on Reverb, and we have it up for £9,899. Yes, you heard that right. That is a crazy amount of money for this guitar. Obviously, you can see where that money's going. The mother of pearl, the materials, the abalone, the artistic quality. This is essentially a piece of art. You put this on the wall and it's gonna, create a conversation when people come into your house. What's hard with these value tests and judging value is what, personally you seek as value. Obviously, everyone has a different measure of monetary value, but everyone also has a different measure of what they like in a guitar. For me, this isn't worth it because this is not what I look for in a guitar. I don't play guitars because they look like art. I play guitars because they're good players. Maybe they kind of invoke some sort of vibe or something that's going to make my playing change. And unfortunately today, I did think this guitar was a little bit sterile. I don't think the best thing about it is its playability or tone. The best thing about it is the cool shipwreck finish, the metal engraving, all the time and effort that has gone into the guitar. And if you're a luthier or somebody who really appreciates fine art, I can see why you'd like this guitar. But in terms of a player, I didn't think it was anything extraordinary. So it's quite a hard one. If I could give two separate scores, I would give it a 9 out of 10 for material value and workmanship. In terms of how the guitar sounds and plays, it doesn't sound any better than a Gibson or a Fender that would be a lot cheaper. So I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10. That's not because I don't think it's a beautiful piece of art. It's absolutely stunning, but I just don't think that money translates into playability and tone. And I'm a musician at the end of the day, so that's how I'm going to judge it. You guys may disagree with me, and please do in the comment section below. Let me know what you think about this one. I was a little bit stumped today of what to give it for value, but I'm going to go 5 out of 10. So guys, it's the end of another Squealing Pig Guitars video. I really hope you've enjoyed this episode today. I have to say I've been very impressed by the visuals and the whole kind of craftsmanship of this Teye guitar. But let's get down to business and total up the scores. So for aesthetics, I gave it a well-deserved 10 out of 10. This guitar must have taken months to make. It's so ornate with the mother of pearl, the abalone, the engraved metal. The whole thing is an artistic masterpiece. However, on the playability and tones, I thought the cleans were a little bit lackluster, and it had a few issues like some dirty pots and a little bit of a low action. Of course, they can be fixed. I thought it was an incredible metal guitar though, so I gave it a 5.5 for playability and tone. And then finally, for value, I gave it a 5 out of 10, mainly down to its massive price tag. So this uber rare £10,000 celebrity owned guitar gets a 6.9 out of 10. If you'd like to see where it ranks on the Squeal board, make sure to hit the link down below. Make sure to leave a like, hit the hype points button, and make sure to comment your thoughts down below. And most importantly, make sure to hit subscribe if you haven't already. YouTube tells us that 77% of you guys are subscribed to the channel. I don't know why you wouldn't want to be. We upload free daily content about the best guitars in the world. So go ahead, join the Squealing Pig Guitars crew. Just hit the subscribe button. It takes 5 seconds. Thank you. But that is the end of the episode today, guys. I hope you've enjoyed. As always, this is Squealing Pig Guitars. I'm Ben Keightley, and I'll see you tomorrow for another episode. But until then, keep rocking, guys. I'll see you soon.